Charging battery.
Hello, y'all. Welcome to the podcast. Let's make this a little bigger, actually. Why do I have hail? Give me 1 second. Anyways, welcome to the stream. Day 3? No, sorry, day 4 for us. Day 5 for Prime Life overall. Um, yeah, we did a midweek podcast last week, so really not that much to cover because the Stanley Cup final did started to a Saturday, and we'll talk about it. um, yeah, but as always, we go in chronological order. So yeah, go guys, I totally can spell. I thought Match Castle was like just gonna embarrass someone by having missed a putt at the mini golf course.
Major League Soccer. So the players enter Yankee Stadium. We're nearly all set to go on this gorgeous night from New York. Stick with us here on MLS Season Pass.
Santi Rodriguez, their DP
It's so
number 10, he's
stupid
gotta
that.
lead the way. Gabe Siegel's gotta find a way to get
Why can't we
behind
just
and make
play
those
at
effective. And of course, Barrial on that left-hand side.
the home
His
of
ability
Red
to
Bull
get
temporarily,
forward with that
whether or not,
dribbling, with that
whether or
little
not,
bit. So
and
effective and dangerous in that final third.
Gabe
New
Siegel
Jersey.
leading the line for NYCFC tonight. One of 5 changes for Nick Cushing. And it's FC Cincinnati that get us underway here in the Bronx.
Excuse me, if this environment was so dead, you would think it was a COVID era game.
Chance here for New York City. And a massive save. Roman Celentano.
I mean,
Sands looking for his first of the season. What a ball by
I'm
Santi Rodriguez.
still trying to figure out why there was random
And it
Big
takes
Ten
him off right on
logos.
the turf. You could see Chanot giving an applause
Did they like
there for
do
the
Big
effort.
Ten
Look at the
baseball
rise
playoffs
up.
at Yankee
Nobody touched
Stadium,
anyone.
which I guess Syracuse is in Big Ten baseball.
Don Badgie. Arias now. Low delivery. Spill. Cincinnati.
I'm guessing it was the stars
That is some tackle.
stripes
And
for
back for
just
NYCFC.
because it's after Memorial Day and before 4th of July. So
Delivery. It may fall kindly for Gabby Pereira. A gorgeous finish. But it will not count. And that decision for a foul.
Floated up in, just a nudge on the back. Gets you out of position.
Low delivery may go all the way across. And that's a big paw from Celentano.
I just like how you're so close to the dugouts if it had to cover up
Way off.
the on deck circle.
Look at this ball. Looks like a training ground play. Keaton Parks may be supposed to make that.
Here is Barrial once more. To the byline, puts it back. Falls kindly, offloads for Luciano Acosta. It's a curler, it's a perler, and it's Acosta once more for Cincinnati.
It's funny, we have a supporters group up in New York. You could hear them more
Look at
than
this
the
ball.
actual New
Takes
York
it off his
supporters.
chest, a little bit of shoulder, just muscling Turnbull off of it. Cuts it back with the left boot. Don Badgie does enough to lay it off. And Acosta just has to pick out that top corner with the inside of the right boot to go up 1-0 over New York City. Right slicing through, and how smart of Dominic Badgie. Gets it out of his feet a little bit, gets maybe caught a little bit flat-footed. It's underneath, but enough to lay it off to him. Just the right touch. Maybe a little deflection on the way through, but I think that's fine at top corner. Doesn't matter. Nice birthday present.
Celentano goes long. Badgie now. Looks for Acosta. Flicks it off! It's
Bonk.
Alvaro
Or
Barrial.
as I guess that'd be boink. I don't
And now
know.
This is a fantastic set piece opportunity.
Bonk, boink,
That right
doink,
boot.
It's Santi Rodriguez.
yoink,
Celentano is equal to
boink.
and a
I don't
second
know.
stop from Roman Celentano. This is that first opportunity from the free kick.
When he curls it right where he needs to, with Celentano equal to the task, but nobody tracks Gabby.
Amazing to look at the yellow cards issued tonight. Lucho Acosta.
I just love how slow me is on
Barrial that takes it.
announcements.
Alvaro Barrial has stuck home a sensational free kick.
What it is, what it is.
Acosta goes like he's going to take it off the top of the, underneath of the crossbar, excuse me, and in. Well taken. Barrial, have yourself a goal.
Don't know why. Gosh.
It
Cincinnati.
simply does not get any better than that. Kisses the underside of the woodwork. And Alvaro Barrial may have surprised NYCFC by stepping up rather than the birthday boy Acosta.
Who's going to lead this team and find a way to get
St.
some
Louis
momentum
fans
here?
need to be freaking
Here's
humbled.
Gabe Siegel.
You saw one there, but I won't.
Keaton Parks on his right foot. Keaton Parks is not far away at all.
Jesse Mike's a sub above.
Level, being able to withstand pressure late in games. wants to start eliminating the chaos and win these games earlier. Oh, great goal! New York City with the response. And it's a glancing header that gives Nick Cushing's side hope.
Oh.
Arias, not touch tight, gets beat on the glancing header. Well done. Again, these are the moments, though, you got to keep your cool. Easier said than done.
Flicked on inside the box. And a Cincinnati player has gone to ground and protesting with the referee. This is interesting.
I like how VAR was slowly just on the table.
Gets him on the follow through, kicks him. The look right there, checking for the penalty.
And this is what the referee Armando Villarreal is looking at.
I mean, he didn't even give a ball. It's a clear and obvious error, so that's why VAR caught him over.
Penalty awarded. Tony Alfaro will be furious. The 70th minute,
Honestly,
as Brandon Vasquez can stretch Cincinnati's lead.
surprised he didn't get a yellow card for the sit there.
Team striker, Brandon Vasquez.
Which is for ref swear telling you shut up, bitch.
And Cincinnati have that 2-goal cushion.
One behind Matt Freese, no question, just passes it into the corner. Cool, calm, and collected. Cincinnati go up. 3-1 on the road.
So,
CFC had a brilliant response to conceding the last goal. Can they do it again? Coufray now. Brian Coufray on his right foot. Not too far away. Clipped inside. Ray Gaddis clears it. And the referee brings an end to this contest. Is there any stopping Cincinnati? 5 straight wins now in Major League Soccer.
first 6 years I'm going home.
Ghirardelli caramel squares makes s'mores a bite better.
I hate when people say caramel instead of caramel. Like, it's caramel, not caramel. But anyways, that's just me. Ha 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 ha. So yeah, move on to Saturday.
Get your seat if you can. It's another sellout here at TQL Stadium tonight as FC Cincinnati is looking to stay perfect at home.
Well, you mentioned it's a rough stretch for Cincinnati. It's their 6th game in 18 days. A big Open Cup game on Tuesday against Pittsburgh. Shabilko returns the 11, so he'll run the front line for them alongside Brent Gutierrez.
This is his 8th match in charge, was on staff, but now will be head coach for the remainder of the season as we get underway from TQL Stadium in Cincinnati. Bobido. Angulo. Acosta unleashes with the right. It deflects out. It will be another Cincinnati corner.
You can see a little bit of
excuse me, Friday night vote previous match.
In going forward.
Acosta goes down. There's a yellow card issued on the play.
And they're going to look to potentially get him further up the field, closer to goal.
Such a friendly first half of highlights.
Get on the ball and find some of those passes.
Powell continuing to charge forward, takes a shot.
Wait, did he block him at his booty?
Another one in front of a goal, still not put. Another one in Powell continuing to charge forward, takes a shot. Powell.
I can tell if he blocked him at his back or his butt.
Takes a shot. Another one in front of a goal, still not put home. It is wide. Kimi Ordonez can't put it back on target.
Really well done from Alvis Powell here. Aggressive in the approach, and he can strike from there. Hits a big body. Ray Gaddis stays on top. He's in a great position. And Ordonez just can't shape it. Around onto the back post, wide open.
Man, there's a nice little pop-up.
Whistle blows it dead before it even has a chance. And now there's going to be a card coming too. Must have been something said after the play.
Bozo ref.
And the whistle blows it dead before it even has a chance. And now there's going to be a card coming too. Must have been something said after the play.
Like, what a dive. Should have been easy. That should have been a penalty kick for embellishment, but you know. Take it was the dead ball, so I don't know. Oh my god, what a dive. Missed that guess it was hard to see, but since
And now there's going to be a card coming too. There's a chance.
what in the wide world of New York Red Bulls bullshit was this? Is he trying to get traded to New York Red Bulls with that dive? Which I can't believe we don't play him until, I think not until October in Cincinnati. So, I guess we just had too many shots and ref felt bad for us. Or felt bad for Chicago, excuse me.
Once you are sitting on a yellow, you
How does he not? How does he call that a dive, but not ever want to dive on a corner kick? And let's stress it, inconsistently inconsistent.
sitting on a yellow, you need
I'm
to
sorry,
change
very
your
consistently inconsistent. I can't even English.
And now there's a yellow on Jordan Shaqiri.
Continuing to talk, continuing to talk. That's after he had already been, just wasn't.
Mascara just trying to see it out. And then he shot.
And that's only a yellow card? I mean, come on.
Right in front of the assistant referee, Marin Haile Selassie. Right in front of the shove. Mascara just trying to see it out. And then he shoved after the play. Right in front of the assistant referee, Marin Haile Selassie. Will get a yellow card.
Completely unnecessary. Two players working for the ball.
The crowd, you can hear.
Oh, Chef, I probably got myself a yellow card, but.
They want a goal. FC Cincinnati, side of the net.
I mean, Barrial did hit the net. He just hit from the wrong side of the net for it to count. So.
Maybe not as good of an angle for Barrial to find that.
He had to hit on the other side of the net. So,
Now we're ready for the corner from Barrial.
I still don't understand why that one corner was stopped for a clear dive.
First to it for Chicago.
It doesn't matter. They still won 1-0. So,
Acosta.
that's a risk goal by Acosta. Breaks for angle, Swift defender. I would not make it. I would not make a tire choke. I would not make a tire choke. I would not make a tire choke. I would not make a tire choke.
These moments.
Oh, screw it. He put on. He put on black ice. But seriously, why does it less need a tire sponsor? I guess they're saying auto racing, like.
1v1 moments. What a delicate touch. Puts Burks on skates and goes near post with an excellent finish and delivers for this FC Cincinnati home crowd.
Like, seriously, I don't understand why.
They also haven't done anything, not yet.
Bruno is blowing from
Now on the play.
side touchline to side touchline.
Committing the foul, and looks like he'll be getting a card.
The moments in the
Committing the foul on the play. There is a whistle now on the play. Barreal.
I mean, happens to us all the time, so he just probably figured he could do it.
The moments in the press and how they win the ball further up the field and try and dispossess Chicago. But then the moment of magic for FC Cincinnati, that ball over the top.
It was just funny how the ref in New York was like, screw it, I'm going to home early. And,
Closing America's smile gap. Your purchase of Crest and
so that's supposed to be minimum.
to a smile in need.
4 minutes, but the ref in New York didn't even do the minimum. Bro decided he was done for the night. So lost to Sugar on Wednesday, but only missed 3 predictions. We're a 4th miss, but to be 18 on week 18, that's just great. Yeah, so we're now switching to the actual motorsport part. F1 was meh. I almost got my podium right. I thought Aston Martin had a little more speed. I knew Mercedes upgrades were gonna show more at a track, at a permanent facility than a street circuit, because they actually realized, hey, maybe we actually need side pods to actually win a race. And we'll just do my usual of just covering it in the tweets they did. Because they usually live tweet the race, which I think is cool. Yeah, don't forget we are still donating for still raising money for the Trevor project. Yeah, Landon Norris booped some rear-ended someone at the start. I was like, who? I just saw my wing part fly off. Lewis going drive for today somehow. I don't. Yeah, see, there's for live tweets. Remove Max. Perfect start. The move Max made to keep the lead on lap 1, I wasn't a fan of. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, and as you can see, Lando decided to give Lewis a little bump draft. But in F1, that's a bad idea. And it happened on lap 1. But of course, because of Red Bull. Excuse me. Honestly, I know Mercedes got a double podium, but I think it's early to say if the changes aren't working. Because yes, they did try to true field, but the base Oh yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't rain. It was just so hot. He was sweating. So there were some good passes if you looked at the midfield. And oh no, Max was leading by so many seconds. How dare we get? I think penalty wave and hurt him. See, he won by 24 seconds, so 5 second penalty would have basically done nothing. Heck, I don't even think a 10 second stop go would have hurt him because, you know, things. So I know where now. Where is Detroit in 30? Yes, we're moving on to IndyCar. Jesse, it becomes South America. I don't know why, but I've been really enjoying Breaking Bad memes. And it's race in 30 minutes.
Watch the flag stand to the top right. The Chevrolet flag stand, and we're
The Soy got waved off because they weren't bunched up enough.
With another good jump, look at Scott Dixon in the orange and blue to the outside, and Roman Grosjean's going to try to stuff it inside McLaughlin.
Will we get through here cleanly? We will not.
Wait, right. Right, our first crash over there, lap 2.
Jason at number 1.
Big wing damage on California Wood, but you can see Ilott there in the tire. The yellow flag is not yet waving as we're seeing side-by-side action into 5. There's the caution flag. McLaren side-by-side through there.
What a shame.
So yeah, the pace car actually was in turn 9 for this race, which I find interesting.
Some hefty repairs to the number 27 Auto Nation machine.
Further back, you're going to see the
So
pink Auto Nation Honda, the green and black Hunko's Hollinger car. It's about to come into shot on the right. Bang. Here we go. Let's go racing into
took a bit to get cleaned up. They probably also had to inspect the tire barrier, make sure it didn't need repairs. So, but Pride EHL, it just looks so well. They just made the Pride flag blend so well with the EHL company colors. Every time that car deserves an award. I think it's his 3rd season reviews for Pride car.
Good stuff. This section through here, folks, has been eventful. Through 6 and 7, this switchback area is a kind of a hump in the middle of it. A few bumps and really challenges the drivers, and they come back down here to turn.
For the 4th, I have to look that up.
There's the split pit lane, and here they come to finish the lap. There you see the checkered flag on track, and away we go down again into turn 1. And then
But a different start line, like you'll see at Mid-Ohio, which I'm gonna vlog at. And I'm gonna take tomorrow off to work on vlogs. I've already talked to my mom. I didn't see her for a few days, so short week.
This racetrack rewards precision and consistency. Palou is a shining example of those two attributes.
But I'll be back Saturday with Sims 4.
And he was smiling as the McLaren teammates, Rossi and O'Ward, mixing it up. But Barry Wanzer was so confident in his driver, he said, this is the perfect kind of challenge for Palou. That precision is going to pay off.
And a good way for him to bounce back from a disappointing Indy 500. But with that being said, he came from the back up to 4th place.
Let's watch the blend here. You see that blue light letting the driver in the pits know that someone's coming, and that someone is Graham Rahal. Marcus just in front of him. Graham Rahal
Oh, good.
second position on the lead lap. Ericsson on those cold tires, trying to find temp. He also has low pressure, so the car is riding almost on the ground as you come to this really bumpy brake section.
Almost
So.
3/4 of a mile. We ride on board the United Rentals machine with Graham Rahal. 180 plus miles per hour down into this hairpin.
That's pretty impressive.
I'm really enjoying this race. I thought it was going to be more of a meme fest than it was, but
Graham's impressed too.
He's impressed down Bates Street.
I'm not sure impressed is the word.
Maybe frustrated.
Maybe a bit frustrated.
but it was such a good race.
Cold tires, full fuel, bumpy, low grip street circuit, no margin for error. These outlaps are so difficult.
500 so most of the year so far.
From Marcus Ericsson as we jump on that Verizon onboard with Will Power now into turn 3 on Dixon.
Hold on. And Scott Dixon saw that happening in his mirror and gave Power some room to avoid a collision.
That was abuse of respect, I think. Scott Dixon saw in his mirror and thought, oh no, Power's coming 10-10's fully committed. I either turn in and we wreck, or I give him the position, but Dixon will be frustrated with that.
So Will Power,
I like how the turns were numbered easily.
away from Scott Dixon, and he is the first and highest placed car on the primary tires. Colton Herter on the left of the screen, Santino Ferrucci in the 14.
I don't know what Santino Ferrucci was doing there.
This is at the turn 3 hairpin.
Colton currently had the corner.
Game of chicken.
Little bit of wheel hop. Those bumps, as Townsend mentioned earlier. And Ferrucci unrelenting there, didn't give the position up. Alex Palou still leads and continues
So,
to grow his
Ferrucci should have got a penalty there, or at least forced to give Colton that spot back.
Romain Grosjean, the black and red Ferrari
But
Chevy.
if you're a long-time viewer of this podcast, you know I rant enough about race control.
Number 12 Verizon car, he is absolutely working those brakes.
So,
into turn 3 to make these
I won't
passes happen.
here.
But this is exciting, guys, as those alternates start to fall off. The drivers that started on the primaries really having everything come their way. And for Will Power, he's going to stretch this stint. If Alex Palou's trying to get just 2 more laps maybe out of his stint, Power, Marty, I think, is going to try to go long, maybe try to get to lap 40 on these tires. Romain Grosjean needs to think about coming.
Yes, McLaughlin's all over him. The Gallagher Chevy hassling the DHL Honda. Down at water before you hit turn 8, and Grosjean's blowing it.
Disaster for Grosjean.
Grosjean would Grosjean off.
Figure out how to turn around. He's lost about 3 or 4 spots, and he's coming to the pits.
What? It was such a great run day for Grosjean.
You can hear the car sounding very differently coming down pit road. You're not sure what that hiss was, but he gets the 4 primaries on the car. Had been stuck behind some lap traffic. That cost him time as well, but that will really cost him time.
All is not lost, but he'll lose several positions.
McLaughlin comes out in front of fellow New Zealander Scott Dixon. Here we go.
Yeah, so
Almost 3/4 of a mile.
it's a fairly clean race.
That orange and blue and white PNC Bank Honda.
McLaughlin on those cold tires. How deep does Dixon go on the brakes? Way deep.
That shows you what hot tires can do.
Oh, wait a second. Now it's the drag race down to turn 4. Scott has the inside line there. Dixon.
That was just a beautiful, clean battle.
Fight back there, not make it easy.
Nothing Ferrucci could learn about.
Behind McLaughlin at the opening portion of the race, so good work there, but they're on a slightly different strategy. Upper hand for Dixon at the moment. Power leads. Marty, the Arrow McLaren boys are in.
This should be interesting. Rossi is in the back. Pato Ward is in the front, coming in first and second on the track. Quick stop by both of them. Now the drag race off pit road. Rossi will actually pass Pato here on pit road, going to the alternate
Pato
tires.
stalled. Pato is not under power.
It's broken. Oh no. Watch to the right hand side there. Watch the rear left.
The tire didn't stay on. The tire was on fully, so.
I think the gun went on. He didn't realize the nut wasn't on. And then there was no drive for Pato Award. Unfortunately, he's now a lap down.
I was trying to say they call him continue after that.
Issue on his first pit stop.
Because I think he technically did exit pit.
So
So.
that is Palou.
I think he just passed Alex Palou there, Diff. So using those fresh.
But it didn't come off far enough to where we were using picked it. Find time to leave me loose wheel meme, unfortunately.
He now doesn't have to get the wave around. He just cycles around the back. Dive in the wall.
And crash.
In the wall.
Just overshot return and
We thought it
obvious full course yellow.
Now over on the racetrack.
Because his race was over right there.
I mean, he wasn't going to make the corner whether Ferrucci was there or not.
Just way overshot that
Get
turn.
out of the way a little bit. Seeing Pato coming, he just carried too much speed in, it looks like.
About the only smart move Santino made that race. Still don't understand how did he get penalty
Here we go, back to racing. Alex Palou at the front.
for what he did to Herta.
Ferrucci, he's not on the lead lap. He tucks into third ahead of Dixon. Dixon pops out, clears him. So too does Felix Rose.
Can you tell it was for Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix? Because I'm sorry, I can't even make my joke with all the Chevy ads.
Ferrucci's a sitting duck. He's trying to stay out of the way and not have.
And then Honda 200 at Mid Ohio, which is what I'm going to.
He thought he might have a shot to get on the lead lap, but they're going to shove him and push him and
Honestly.
push him over as the faster cars come through. Lundgaard side by side. with
I was going to this or maybe Gateway one year. Excuse me.
Oh, someone's in the wall or someone got sideways in the brake zone up ahead. That got crazy.
Somebody went there. There's a caution out. They dove for pit lane. Who is it? It's one of the front runners in trouble. Christian Lundgaard, but he's not the only one. He went off. There's somebody in pit lane. It's Ferrucci. But he's past his.
I see they use for F1 style closed pit with a new with a F1 style marshalling. This marshalling. Was that even English?
Oh, there it is. Stingray.
Stinger Rob was trying to do a turn around, but stalled it.
It was turn 8 where things got crazy and everybody checked up.
Let's show you what happened.
I think that's the turn Pato was complaining. I'm sorry, Polo said it wasn't enough right off.
Simon Pagino on the inside of Devlin DiFrancesco. Dev moving a little bit there.
And I don't know
Not happy. You can see the hand right there.
why that wasn't a
Oh, this has happened under caution.
yeah.
Graham Rahal
Gerhardt under caution.
and Benjamin Peterson under yellow. The rookie and the veteran. Oh boy.
What happened is
Expected this street course
Rahal
to
just
be eventful.
crunched. If
Rahal
it
went in by himself.
if it Bishop Peterson was like, wait, what?
Surprise. Wait for the red Sexton Properties car. Boom. Let's go.
Power with an excellent run, an excellent
If a
run.
bomb split, I mean, the biggest record of race really did happen to yellow. That's happened in a bomb split race before that. A bomb split, aka Jordan Worth covered.
He's going. He's got it. Willpower for
A classic shake and bake from the number 12 as Palou falls back to second and Power is clearing off.
I feel like the race in 5 minutes is too condensed. You don't get enough highlights, so that's why we do a 30-minute one. And then
Yeah, these yellows have really played into the hands.
Cowboys for NASCAR. Very, we talk about NASCAR.
It's gonna be better on the restart for those first few corners, maybe first few laps.
So
Under threat from Scott Dixon right behind him.
What a textbook fake and bake.
we'll talk more about NASCAR in a little bit.
I mean, he showed
Because technically it was supposed to be around the same time, but it was thankfully a pesky Midwest storm popped up. Didn't rain on the track, but
Alex Palou, Scott Dixon, second and third.
excuse me, the lightning was in the 8-mile/12-kilometer safety corridor that forced NASCAR to throw a red flag. I mean, they just had to wait for it struck at lightning to implement rules, but that's a whole other topic, a whole other stream, or even a video separately.
It sounds fast, guys. It sounds fast. It sounds
But
still on the brakes.
yeah.
You hear the kind of undulations in the RPMs as the rear starts to lock up over the bumps. Grosjean now under pressure from Renus VK in that gold and white BitNile.com Chevy. VK's had a good day. He's had a great day.
So
Up 6 spots from where he started. He's on those softer alternates. That's helping his cause right now.
7 or 8 laps from the final pit stop required to make it at the end. This is the phase as a driver. and
Grab
an
my
engineer.
supporters
We've
group
got a
today.
What do you want for your last stop?
Well, I
Anybody
raised some money for the Trevor project.
What do we need to do
Exclamation point, Trevor.
the chance to go out and win this thing as Will Power
So
has opened up 3 seconds almost over Palou.
Very quickly in that Verizon Chevy. Teammates going well. Then we get back to McLaughlin in 6th, Grosjean, VK Armstrong, and Joseph Newgarden in the top 10. Do you know,
Hitch mentioned at the top of the show, 23 years since Juan Pablo Montoya won the Indy 500, then the very next race. For everybody else since then, the best result has been 6th. If Newgarden could crack a top 5,
Anyways,
trend, but it just shows how tough it is to follow on from the Indy 500.
Well, Newgarden really hasn't done anything wrong. He's driven like someone capable of winning the next race after the Indy 500, but it just hasn't worked out on timing. And right now, he's under attack.
It's just a good race.
Canapino, which is
Still up 500. It's nice every year. Maybe Texas. 500 so far.
He has just been given a penalty for blocking. Who? Canapino. Have a look at this.
Yeah, that was an obvious block on Herta.
So on board with Colton Herta now. This is out of turn 2, down the back straight.
Colton Herta didn't enjoy it.
Well, damage to the front wing there on the number 26 Gamebridge Honda.
I'd like to see that one more time. Maybe
I mean, that was a clear block.
I want to see it from the outside.
That's the natural line all weekend, is drivers left because of the bumps in the track, and it didn't look in reaction to.
You want a street fight? We've got it! For the lead, Alex Palou forces Willpower into a mistake. He locks it up at turn 3 at the hairpin, and the Spaniard is...
I guess you could say Will could have power his way to the front.
But he lost that as those alternate tires, the softer compound.
I know that was a bad joke. I apologize.
And now Power's fallen into the clutches of Scott Dixon as Palou fires off into the distance.
Well, he goes wide where it's really dirty, lots of marbles as we've seen, so his tires are struggling. His boy Flava Flav watching on, wanting him to come in the pits, but no, Dixon dives into pit lane.
That's a surprise.
Dixon says, you guys can go at it. I'm going to serve
And that
for
was...
the final time, Kevin Lee. This might be the winning move.
And it was not the winning move. It was too early.
This is a little bit early, but it seems like a solid gamble. Likely to be another caution. They would be in, could potentially cycle to the front. Dixon trying to get win number 54, pulls away.
I like that move from Dixon and his team. They're in fuel range. They can make it work.
So...
Try to stay ahead of Connor Daly here in the
IndyCar has 16... Sorry, I've like...
What this does, as you talk about, it just puts those guys up front in the danger zone. So exposed now
16.8 gallon tank. I don't know if it's... We need to get back on iRacing. So,
What happens here? Does his teammate hit? Does the race leader? He's got to cover it.
Yes.
Does he? He does. And look how forceful he was on that in-lap. Power's got to follow. Must do it. Rosenquist does the same. So too Alexander Rossi. It's game on, Marty.
Yeah, everyone coming to pit road right here for what should be the final stop of the day. Willpower right.
I mean...
The tires are absolutely going away. This could be a drag race off pit road.
My mom called Palou's car snot green, which made me laugh a little. So...
Where's Dixon? Where's Dixon? He's at the top of the screen. Palou's beat him out.
Watch Dixon and these two right here. Dixon ahead of Rosenquist, but behind Willpower.
So it's as they were, but Dixon's tires are up to temperature. Here we go. This is where Dixon's got to pounce on Power.
Meanwhile, Rossi, Grosjean, Newgarden, Herta all stayed out. So we'll have to watch them blend. Those guys blend. Rossi's trying to attempt what we call the overcut.
So I guess it's right outside.
Warmer tires. He's going to get right to the gearbox of Willpower, but it's not enough. He has half as much push to pass remaining. 36 to 65 in favor of Willpower right now. So Dixon's got to be smart about how he uses that push to pass.
He might have a chance right here. Maybe he can sneak it on Willpower as they come to turn 8.
Lap 68.
Oh, look at Rosenquist on Rossi. They touch.
Teammate on teammate.
Even a little hip checks from teammates.
That was good hard racing right there. Alexander Rossi doing everything he could to keep his teammate behind, but Felix just forcing the issue.
He just got in with his right front and leaned into the side pod of Rossi. It was gentle aggression. What happened here?
Oh, Grosjean. Oh.
McLaughlin and Grosjean had a little coming together. And then anti-stall.
Look at that, just a touch, just enough to unsettle Alexander, and then Felix says, I'm going to come...
Well, seriously happy about. I really can't blame him.
Too hard, but I do want to get ahead.
Good hard racing. You can see some damage there on the floor of Rosenquist's car as well. It's cracked, maybe from side-to-side contact earlier in the race with another car.
And that was the 60th anniversary of McLaren. That's what the 60 was for.
That's further up than I thought he was going to say.
Just McLaren Motorsports in general.
Slight touch there, Rossi on Newgarden on that back left.
That's what got Canapino in hot water with Colton Herta.
Watch Grosjean. Look to the inside. Look to the inside. Does Grosjean go? He does. Oh. So a 2 for 1, and Newgarden saying, "Come on, what's going on?"
That might be a little payback for Nashville last year. Those two getting
I mean,
on another street circuit. Newgarden, Grosjean.
I like retard racing, but not contact to contact. They've had crap for NASCAR.
Racing all over the back of Joseph. Is he going to look into turn 8? No, he's not, but he is right there.
See why some of the drivers were upset.
The Grosjean-McLaughlin situation, fellas. Let's have another look. You get a second look at it from the Gallagher Chevy.
Grosjean just had that turn, and McLaughlin just.
Tripped the mandatory transponder. Let's see this again.
Alexander Rossi, Joseph Newgarden.
Their little touch happened further back down the track.
You kind of just knew that Grosjean was going to try.
I just know what Grosjean was trying to do there.
And that was the catalyst for the reaction from Newgarden, saying, "Come on, I'll let you go by. You don't have to drive me out to the wall." Armstrong on Newgarden now. Newgarden will switch back. Does not let.
I mean, see for 5-minute highlights, you want to get all of this Mason in action. Mason, wow, my Severn accident came out there. Amazing fruit.
Times Grosjean, it's over.
Well, yeah, Grosjean and never wreck.
Roman Grosjean.
Oh boy. And look, the hands on the helmet tell us the story. He is furious. Maybe at himself.
Turn 4.
Yep, just spin it by himself.
Sorry, into the apex wall, and it fired that number 28 straight into the outside wall.
Rub your hands together because it's going to be on.
I don't know why it took so long to get his car off the track.
Return the favor to Alex Palou. 14 laps to go here in Detroit. Let's do it again.
I mean, he can think about a crash in his super motorhome or his hotel.
Be close enough to pounce.
Watch Kirkwood. Kirkwood at the top of the screen. Caution's out. David Malukas.
David Malukas didn't make it to the start. I think that's on the finish straight. Coming out of turn 9.
Jim Lucas decided he was done for the day.
All right, this one's far from over. 10 laps to go here in Detroit. Watch Power on Palou. Watch Rosenquist.
Oh, it's on.
He's not close enough, but Power is close this time.
It is on for Will Power.
There's no push to pass because you don't get it immediately after restart.
That's going to be the long way round. That's going to be tough from there. Can Power force
So,
a mistake? What's Dixon got? Power tries to switch back, but he's
even
Dixon's there. And Dixon stalls and
just
Rossi's the big winner. Rossi goes from 5th to 3rd in the one corner.
Power got into anti-stall mode, and now Power shoves Scott Dixon
I don't.
back off the track.
And of course, how you do it.
To 3rd in the one corner.
I didn't realize he was there. Bullshit.
And now Power shoves Scott Dixon back off the track.
I didn't realize he was there.
Couple spots here as well.
Sure, Will.
Say I robbed Alexander Rossi there. He
Sure, bud.
second. Awesome move from Alexander Rossi.
You didn't know he was there.
Palou did get in a little deep. He had some rear lock, and that pushed both him and Will Power
But,
wide.
okay.
Will got
You didn't know he was there.
After Scott Dixon got into him, so a bit of a chain reaction there. And as you say, the big winner, the McLaren of Alex.
Since there's no onboard starters in F1 aren't going to call itself anti-stall, but it seems F1, excuse me, anti-stall's better.
The leaders now coming to the backside of the track. We'll see what kind of run Will Power can get this lap.
Single digits, 9 laps to go. Alex
It seems you still have to be moving for IndyCar anti-stall to work, so maybe they can fix up a hybrid engine.
Then we pick up Power.
The hybrid. I'm actually not sure how to pronounce it.
Scott Dixon a little further back.
Push a pass is now back active. Now that we've completed that first lap after the restart.
You only got 150 seconds to push to pass. I believe at Road America Mid-Ohio you get 200. I have to really look at that document.
Red car of Power switches back on the inside.
Push to pass throws on the circuit. I think for
Palou gets some lock.
max is 200.
Correct, I should say. Power looks to cross up Palou, but comes right across the bow of Scott Dixon.
And I think
He's bicycling right there. And then
I just don't understand. I just think that's a racing incident, honestly. This happened over a
What's it for?
Stingray Rob.
Sorry, man, poor Stingray Rob. He just did not have a good day.
That's such a shame. We had a good little battle.
He just really like turned. I guess he just like for MR safety team.
Santino Ferrucci on the brakes.
I guess he wanted to give him Novin better since he's a rookie.
Santino got in too deep, locked up.
Love about first on Stingray's car.
On Pillow and look to the left for Dixon.
I can kind of see why Below wasn't happy about turn 3 red off. Because you can't flip around without stalling. So maybe they could do a little more red off. Because we look at the... We looked at the tire barrier. It looked like we could move it back a little. Unless they're worried about it being too fast. And that's why they wanted it there.
Who's the best on the brakes? Power goes wide. Rosenquist's got an inside run. Almost gets Power. Power's going to have the inside run for turn 4.
Rossley struggling with Power down as Willpower goes.
It'd be funny if a Chevy wins the Honda Indy 200 when a Honda won the Detroit Chevrolet Grand Prix. Or Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix, sorry. I guess it's my cat.
Joseph Newgarden out of push to pass. Push to pass is going to be active as of right now across the all-start finish line. Rossi defending against Rosenquist as Scott Dixon looks down the inside.
Dixon did the same.
Yeah, Newgarden just did it,
Marcus Armstrong is tucked in behind.
Overtakes available.
Rossi struggling.
use his push to pass wisely. He ran out.
Takes available, but it's going to be not enough as Rosenquist goes back to the front.
He's desperate for a podium.
And
Rossi's going to come back. Wow. He's at teammates and they're not hitting. Really good top shelf driving from the McLaren man.
All of these drivers going to be on push to
like
pass.
McLaren is just so much better than IndyCar.
Wheel spin as Scott Dixon now level with Rosenquist.
I know it's a spec series, but
Two for one, tried to go around them, touch back in.
Kirkwood looks 3 wide now. McLaughlin and Ericsson, the red and white cars side by side.
Herder goes wide, long and wide.
Oh, nearly got the tire.
Never heard it was gonna wreck fair.
Honda, but now defensive from Marcus Ericsson.
he just yeeted that end plate off his wing. Yeah, it's already damaged. I can't Pino.
Relentless on his moves. Ericsson's making it tough for the Gallagher Chevy driver.
I think IndyCar was like, you know what? It's close enough off the racing line. We'll just leave it there to the race.
What a wild finish.
I think that might have been Rosenquist.
They could have just like put a yellow there.
Teammates were going eye for an eye before the back straightaway. Ericsson really struggling for grip now.
Well, Rossi just did what Rosenquist
Which I get confused because it seems like it uses double yellow rules that F1 uses, but I only see one. I like to see IndyCar adopt the double yellow rule.
Has 20. He's going to be massively exposed as they head down the straightaway and look at Newgarden all over the back.
Because double yellow is usually used in F1 when there's like a marshal in that sector. And I've noticed, IndyCar has also been using white flag other than last lap. They've been using it what F1 uses it for, which is a slow moving vehicle, like just a tractor on track. On a tractor on track. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Or medical vehicle.
Once the drivers know it's there, look, the entire main plane on the right front of Colton Herta's wing is gone. That'll mean no
loss of downforce lost.
Massive understeer. It's going to make braking a huge challenge for Colton, as you see. Whoa. Locking up that right front's going to be so easy without.
But too late for Race to replace it. He just had to, for point's sake, he just had to go with it.
And this is what happened. Memory on the restart ran way wide. Just clipped the tire barrier.
I mean, it was already so damaged that the slightest little touch of a tire barrier sent it yeeting into Narnia.
I think Rossi is 2 seconds left on push to pass. Right-hand side
And then
here,
somehow
Rosenquist
didn't wreck it.
Here comes Rosenquist.
Look at this, the teammates
again.
Oh, this is
I like how there's so much action, but
changer for these guys. Rossi in the wall.
oh, it definitely was. Kiss Rossi. We're discussing internally.
Rosenquist gave Rossi a big old concrete slapper with his right rear, and now Rossi loses another spot to Dixon.
It's the exact same move we saw Rosenquist pull on Rossi earlier in the race, just leaning on him on the brake zone into 3. Rossi lucky to not bend something with that contact.
But with 2 laps to go, there's no teammates. There are no.
Rossi was upset. I can't blame him for that.
Getting yourself to the best position as the white flag comes out.
1 to go.
I don't care if there's 2 laps to go. You don't risk your teammate like that, especially when You're trying to get Chevy as many points as possible for the Constructors Championship. Sorry, manufacturers. So, you wrecked your teammate, and that's a lot of points lost for Chevy. Because it's Arrow McLaren. Chevy.
He's like a surgeon, so precise, so methodical
So,
every step. Never a hair out of place in terms of his driving, and it has paid off today.
This was meant to be a Chevrolet party. In the shadows
excuse me.
of the General Motors
But it was a Chevy 2-3 on the podium. So, I wanted to say the party was really spoiled. And NASCAR actually started a really cool safety trend for flag wavers. Although I wish IndyCar would do a full face helmet like NASCAR does.
How did you make it look so easy?
Oh man, the number 10 reached
Because, you know, we're way above the catch fence, so.
gave us everything we needed with fuel mileage and all the power, so super proud of the job we did.
I believe NASCAR's happened at a freak accident with a flag waver. Like, okay, let's not put our officials in danger.
So talk to me about those final few restarts. How worried were you because power got by you on one of them?
I'm not sure how they connect to race control. Maybe it's just like an in-car system. But I think that's why IndyCar doesn't do full face helmets, because they don't have ways of air lichens to connect to race control without the headset like this. But, you know, obviously to race control.
That's more than a race victory advantage.
That's an impressive gap after just 7 of 17 races. Looking down through the updated standings, how about Rose?
Updating.
That forceful move with Alexander Rossi to get himself on the podium. He moves up 3 spots to make it into the top 10. James, who has your eye here?
That's just funny.
Right there. Alex Rossi getting the spot there.
That was funny, Ross. Rossi will be internal discussion. Like,
he's holding on nicely to that second place.
Watch the Sanzio Grand Prix
yeah, and that's on Father's Day. So.
at 1 p.m. on USA Network.
We watched that with my father because obviously it's Father's Day. So, shut up, bot. But anyways, yeah. Kyle Busch won the NASCAR race after an extremely long lightning delay. So, yeah, we can move on to a future predictions portion where I try to predict the future. Ooh, spooky. And to start, we'll start with, obviously, actually, we'll start with Stanley Cup Final. I really don't like covering blowout games because they're not fun to cover. I say Florida wins 3-1 and ties the series. I still think Florida's going to win a cup, which means there's possibly a former Blue Jacket winning the cup, no matter who wins. I don't want it to be Vegas because screw Vegas. Game 3 would be Wednesday event, right? I believe. Why is there... I know it's travel day, but why is there such a gap between games 2 and 3? Whatever. They're really trying to drag out the Stanley Cup Final, aren't they? And then I think FCC advances to wait, is this? Yeah, this is only for quarterfinal. I think is it really only? Oh no, I was about to say there's no way there's only one semifinal game tomorrow. But Chicago also plays for a semifinal. I the all kickoff times are 7 to 7 local. Wow, LA Galaxy. They maybe have a corporate win last season, but at least we're winning U.S. Open Cup. I mean, to be fair, I feel LAFC was more focusing on the Champions League, which they lost last night, 3-1 at aggregate. I had a feeling when they went down 3-1 aggregate, they weren't gonna come back. But anyways, this is Monday, this is Tuesday. But Thursday would be game 3 of the Stanley Cup final. I can count. And then game 3. I think Florida takes a 2-1 lead. So, and game 5 would be. Sorry, game 4. Game 5 would be Tuesday if necessary. I think the Toyota Hypercar is going to win the Tour of Le Mans, which we'll cover obviously next week. I think Florida's going to win again to take a 3-1 lead. I think FCC is going to win again. And there's no F1 NASCAR at Sonoma and Chase's back, so. As a Chase wins NASCAR race. But yeah, that will do it for the podcast. So, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. God bless. I still believe that Jesus is Lord, and I will see you Saturday for the Sims. We'll see you then, guys. Bye.